All right, Shalom. First, I'd like to start by saying all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. This is China's nuclear buildup alarms U.S. amid fears of three-way arms race vantage with Palki Sharma. So I'm going to go ahead and press play on this video and add some precepts.
The nuclear arms race is picking up speed. China is equipping itself with more nuclear missiles. A new report has emerged. It talks about an assessment by the Pentagon, which is now called the U.S. Department of War. They believe Beijing has loaded over 100 long-range missiles. These are intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. They have been placed across 3 new silo fields. These are located near China's northern border with Mongolia. The U.S. knew about these silos, but for the first time, they have an assessment of how many missiles have been placed. And all of this is happening as Washington is talking about denuclearization. Last month, U.S. President Donald Trump made a pitch. He talked about a denuclearization plan with China and the U.S. Clearly, there are no takers for Trump's idea in Beijing. Here's a report.
The nuclear arms race is no longer theoretical. It's unfolding, and it now includes a rapid, large-scale buildup by China. News agency Reuters has released contents of a draft Pentagon report. It talks about how Beijing is adding more nukes. The report says China has likely loaded more than 100 intercontinental ballistic missiles, all of them placed across its 3 newest silo fields. This marks a significant step forward in China's nuclear expansion. Until now, the US had acknowledged these silo sites, but not the number of missiles inside them. This new report changes that. The missiles in question are DF-31s. These are long-range, solid-fueled missiles, and according to some claims, ready for Beijing's use. They have been deployed at China's new silo fields. They are located near China's northern border, close to Mongolia. This revelation comes days after Donald Trump made a suggestion. The US president said he may pursue a new denuclearization plan and involve China and Russia. But the Pentagon feels there's no willingness to engage from Beijing, just steady modernization of its arsenal. The numbers paint an alarming picture. As of last year, China's nuclear warhead count stood in the low 600s.
Which that might be a lie, but hold on, bear with me. I want to go back real quick. Okay. DF-30
China's new
AG. I just want to know the name of
silo fields.
Yeah.
They are located near China's northern border, close to Mongolia.
Excuse me.
This revelation comes days after Donald Trump made a suggestion. The US president said he may pursue a new denuclearization plan and involve China and Russia. But the Pentagon feels there's no willingness to engage from Beijing, just steady modernization of its arsenal. The numbers paint an alarming picture. As of last year, China's nuclear warhead count stood in the low 600s. But that pace is accelerating. The report says Beijing could have over 1,000 warheads by 2030. That would bring China closer to the American and Russian stockpiles. Beijing has pushed back against this narrative. It insists that China maintains a defensive posture, that it keeps its nuclear forces at the minimum level needed for security, and it abides by a moratorium on nuclear testing. Beijing also says it follows a no first use policy.
China firmly adheres to its policy of not being the first to use nuclear weapons, upholds a self-defense and defensive nuclear strategy, and always maintains its nuclear capabilities at the lowest level necessary for national security. It does not engage in a nuclear arms race with any other country. China has been actively participating in the review process of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons and the Nuclear Weapon States Mechanism meeting, maintaining dialogue with all parties on nuclear arms control issues.
But the Pentagon isn't convinced. It says the missile expansion is part of a wider military plan, one that includes being able to fight and win a war over Taiwan by 2027. The US believes China is refining its options to take Taiwan by brute force. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking. The New START treaty between the US and Russia, signed in 2010, is set to expire in under 2 months. It currently limits the number of nuclear warheads and delivery systems the US and Russia can deploy. If this treaty is allowed to lapse, there will be no binding arms control deal left in place. Experts warn this could trigger a 3-way nuclear race, one that involves the US, Russia, and now China.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that get.
All right, so there you have it. So let me get into what they say the missiles are. China, Mongolia, as you can see. So this is where the missiles are located, somewhere around that area. This is the DF-31, the Dongfeng 31, simplified Chinese, traditional Chinese, East Wind 31 NATO reporting, named CSS-10, is a third generation long range road mobile 3-stage solid fuel rocket intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM in the Dongfeng missile series developed by the People's Republic of China. It is designed to carry a single 1 megaton thermonuclear weapon. Okay, so one missile. It says it is a land-based variant of the submarine-launched JL-2. It is operated by the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force, PLARF. In 2009, the Chinese inventory was estimated as under 15 DF-31 missiles and under 15 DF-31A missiles. I wonder if that's the same as the 31AG. But it says U.S. Air Force National Air and Space Intelligence Center estimates that as of June 2017, 5 to 10 Mod 1 and over 15 Mod 2 launchers were operationally deployed. Right. So, okay, they might have way more than that, but it don't matter. When the Lord take control of all the missiles that from the various nations, America's going to be destroyed regardless of how many. But the scriptures say 200 million. So, and that's based upon the warheads, because one missile can have multiple warheads. One second. See, that's the 31, but this is the 41 right here from China. The Dongfeng 41, DF-41, East Wind 41, NATO reporting name CHSS-20, previously reported as CSS-10, is a 4th generation Chinese solid-fueled road mobile intercontinental ballistic missile operated by the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force. Formerly the 2nd Artillery Corps, DF-41 is the 4th generation of the Dongfeng series strategic missile developed by China. The missile was officially unveiled at the China National Day military parade on the 1st October 2019. Diameter warhead, 3-stage solid fuel rocket, operational range. Okay, yeah, so these can reach America as well. Okay, now let's check this DF-31AG. DF-31 AG. I'm gonna probably keep it close. Anything pop up. DF-31. Let me put it in like how they got it. 31. All right. I guess it's the same thing. That's what it looked like. Oh, probably okay. DF-31AG, DF-31B. The PRC has developed an improved variant of the DF-31A called the DF-31AG. G stands for I don't know how to say it in Chinese, but it look like it says, well, that's English. It don't matter. I'll figure it out later. Or DF-31B with an off-road 8-axle tail and MIRVs. China has successfully tested it from a mobile launcher. The missile's tail features an extra pair of elevators near the aft of the missile, unlike the tails of the DF-31 or the DF-31A, suggesting a heavier missile. Second and third stage than earlier variants. It says on the military parade marking the 90th anniversary of the founding of the People's Liberation Army in 2017, DF-31AG ICBM was first unveiled. Okay, and then they got a 31 BJ. Hold on. Yeah, and that's the one that they were showing, the 31 BJ. Let me see. The DF-31BJ is estimated to be an improved DF-31AG for silo-based launch operations. Okay, so yeah, mobile silo, 1 megaton missile. All right. So yeah, you brothers, welcome to check this out, because this is what the Lord gonna use to launch upon the USA. As you can see, it's given the different ranges. All right. 31. There was something else that I wanted that I had. Give me a second. Okay, for sure. So they say we had another nuclear arms race. Just want to go up just a little bit. Nuclear into it. Nuclear arms race. It says the nuclear arms race was an arms race competition for supremacy in nuclear warfare between the United States, the Soviet Union, and their respective allies during the Cold War. During this same period, in addition to the American and Soviet nuclear stockpiles, other countries developed nuclear weapons. Though no other country engaged in warhead production on nearly the same scale as the two superpowers. So that's what that consisted of. Okay, it says competitors, the Western Bloc, primary party, United States, secondary parties, United Kingdom, France, Israel, South Africa, and South Asian arms race. Nuclear weapons station, okay. Competitors, Soviet Union, which represents the Eastern Bloc, right along with China. Nuclear weapons stations, it says South Asian arms race between India and Pakistan. Then you got nuclear weapons stationing. U.S. weapons are stationed in Canada, Bermuda, Greenland, Iceland, United Kingdom, Morocco, Spain, Belgium, Netherlands, West Germany, Italy, Greece, Turkey, Philippines, Taiwan, South Korea, USCAR, Japan. USSR weapons, East Germany, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Poland, Mongolia, Cuba. United Kingdom weapons, West Germany, Akrotiri, and Dikali, Singapore. Yeah, man. So as you can tell, the Lord lifted the U.S. up. He had their missile station. A lot of countries beat people in subjection. Hiroshima and Nagasaki was an example, you know, but it's gonna be turned against them because Moab, who are the Chinese, they not playing that shit. Why? Because the Lord put a different spirit on the kings of this world to come against America, outbeat America with various technologies, as well as not be afraid anymore. Oh, that's Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart or the king's mind. The word Hebrew for heart is lab, is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right? So the Lord controls the king's mind. Hold on, bear with me. Oh, shit. Wash pot, Psalm 60 and 8. Moab is my wash pot. Right. The Lord gonna use Moab to shoot the missiles on Esau. That's basically what that's Speaking on, over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumphant thou because of me. Psalms 108 and 9. Moab, the Chinese, is my wash pot. Over Edom. Edom represents the white man. Will I cast out my shoe. Over Philistia will I triumph.